Hey, do you have to deal with the CSRD? In this episode, I'm going to talk to Jan van Buijtenen, who is working in the corporate development sector of the REIFF group, and who gives a good insight in how the CSRD can be combined with the strategy part of a company. So if that sounds interesting to you, enjoy this episode. Welcome, Jan, to the AtlasZero podcast. First of all, thank you very much for taking the time. For those of the listeners that don't know you yet, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what position are you in and how did you get here?
Sure. Thanks for the invitation. It's good to be here. Very happy about that. My name is Jan van Buijtenen. I work for a mid-sized family-owned company named REIFF Technische Produkte, located in the southern part of Germany. And we're a B2B distributor for technical parts. Can go into details later on if you're interested. And I'm responsible in my role as head of corporate development, also for sustainability, as sustainability is a big part of our corporate strategy. And I'm looking very forward in driving that topic. It will be fun.
Mm-hmm. So is this now the first time that you are in a position where you're also dealing with sustainability, or have you done similar things in the past?
No, it's the first time. I
Mm-hmm.
started to take care about that topic around about 4 years ago when we decided to set up a completely new corporate strategy and also a sustainability strategy. So what we did is just analyze what we already did. As a family-owned business, we have more than 110 years of history in that region. And as a family-owned business, it's part of our DNA to be and act in a sustainable mode. So the only thing we did then was just to be a bit more structured and a bit more systemized, and to create a strategy for sustainability. And that was then the first time for me in the business context to deal with sustainability. And I'm really keen doing that.
Okay, super interesting. Can you tell us a little bit more about the REIFF group and what you're doing and what then sustainability, just very broad, what this means
Yeah,
for the group?
yeah, for sure. So as already mentioned, the company has a long history, 110 years. We have a regional focus on the DACH region, but we also have sites in China, in the Benelux states, and also customers around the world.
Mhm.
We have around about 140 million euros in turnover, 460 people working for REIFF, and we are a distributor for technical products. So we are the partner of the producing industry when it comes to technical parts. Technical parts is hoses, bearings, drive belts, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we have more than 16,000 customers. So you
Mm-hmm.
can say hopefully nearly all of the market leaders are our customers.
Mm-hmm.
And we are not only the partner for distributing those parts, we also partner in development. So we have customized parts for them. So we
Mm-hmm.
are in their R&D process included, and we provide specific services along the supply chain, as many dealers are doing. And when it comes to sustainability, we have a broad portfolio of products. We have 140,000 products in our standard portfolio, plus the customized products.
Mm-hmm.
We have 1,400 suppliers roundabout, all located over the world. And within that complexity, we have to deal with nearly all of the sustainability topics. It begins from we need to have the product carbon footprint, supply chain management, so due diligence is a topic, climate, human rights, normal business conduct. So nearly everything is part of our business. And most of our customers are very clear in their requirements regarding sustainability. And that fits quite well because, as I said, we, as a family-owned business, we also focus on sustainability. So this is a very nice topic to create partnership and to take care about sustainability along our supply chain for sure.
Yeah. Now, I would be curious, have you already experienced like a higher demand for sustainability parts from your customer side due to the CSRD already?
Um,
Or
not directly regarding CSRD, but I think that the German supply chain due diligence, the Lieferketten-Sorgfaltspflichtengesetz, we have very clear demands on that. And of course, what is increasing a lot is the concrete demands of our customers regarding carbon neutrality. So they are providing for their customers products which are carbon neutral or climate neutral. And of course, they ask us about the footprint of our products. And this is one big part. And we are expecting also the trickle-down effect for the CSRD. So I guess the first customers will come soon to ask, what are you doing there?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm super interesting to hear how this develops because if you look at the requirements from the CSRD, like all the companies that have to report will have to ask for even more information from the suppliers. So I definitely believe that there will be a strong trickle-down effect. And for some parts, I'm already seeing it, especially with goods like aluminum. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see more of that. To deal with the whole scope of sustainability within the group, do you have a sustainability team? And if so, like, can you say how many people are working on that, or is that difficult to define?
No, it's a shared task. It's a teamwork for sure.
Mhm.
And we have in my area of responsibility, we have around one person, one FTE, who's dealing with sustainability. Of course, we have shared tasks. We have people in the purchasing department who are dealing with the supply chain topics. We have in human resources people who are doing things regarding human rights and co. We have, of course, our colleagues from quality environmental health department are also supporting, but we have one person who is more or less coordinating, who's synchronizing, harmonizing activities according to the strategy. And the other way around, I think it's quite a very efficient structure to do so for us. This is our experience.
Okay. Yeah, makes sense. And within that structure, have you done any sustainability reports before the CSRD?
No, not yet. Not a structured one. We are currently creating our first, let's call it sustainability report. It's not according to GRI or DNK standards, something like that, but it gives an overview about our strategy, the initiatives included in the strategy, and what we understand about sustainability. So we have a holistic picture of sustainability. So it's more than just climate measures. It's really the ESG topic, and we derived also 5 initiatives from that topic to go forward. And of course, we have similar. When speaking about reporting, we participated the Integrity Next rating, more or less, and we have, of course, very proud of that. Already in the first run, we achieved the bronze medal in EcoVadis, and for this year we have the silver medal in sight and in our target. So
Nice.
we try to do on those two directions.
Yeah.
And for us, before the CSRD comes, it makes no sense to make another report according GRI or something.
Yeah, no, makes a lot of sense. Do you have any other sustainability goals like the EcoVadis silver medal, or is that the primary focus so far, and then the next goal will be the CSRD?
I think it's more in the strategy. We try, or not we try. We have the clear target picture to be one of most sustainable distributors in our industry. And therefore, we focus on several things. We did a lot of benchmarking. We did a lot of deployment from the EcoVadis rating to deploy initiatives to put focus on what is important from our perspective and where we can also have impact. And so we define from our inner heart what is sustainability for us and where do we want to make progress. And one of the topics is, of course, the ecological footprint for sure, but also employees and health is very important for us. Again, the family-owned business in the background. And also supply chain. As a distributor with over 1,400 suppliers, we would like to have a sustainable supply chain. And we have there targets defined for the next 3 to 5 years, depending on the topic, which makes us then one of the most sustainable distributors in our industry.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that sounds super interesting. I would like to shift a little bit towards the CSRD because I talk to a lot of companies, and also a lot of companies, they feel like they're standing in front of a jungle that is like very, intransparent and still moving, and it's still not everything defined. Can you take us with you a little bit? Like, how do you approach the CSRD topic? How did you just did the first few steps to get along?
Okay. The first step is what we did already a year ago now, is that we try to understand the basic structure of the CSRD, that we try to understand what it will be and what it's not. And we try to understand from that point of view, how can we use it for our purpose. For sure, it is a reporting standard, that's clear. But for us, for me personally, it's not only a reporting standard. It's one of the, I think, biggest opportunities to drive sustainability performance, to transform, and to see also where you have room for action, room for improvement. And based on that, the question about a tool is not the biggest in our focus. The biggest in our focus is what is material for us, what is the fit to our strategy, and how can we use it, and how can we establish it also in an effective but also in an efficient way. Because I think you've read it also, it's 280 pages. Then you have a lot of additional topics. It's not a simple document, let's say like that, or simple topic. So we approached it to understand it. We also talked a lot to other companies in our size and say, hey, how are you approaching it? So we try to do some kind of a partnership. We also will seek for support from external consultants, especially for the topic of the double materiality. This is key for us. And then we try to do our best to implement those topics which come along.
Yeah. No, I think it's super interesting to hear that you're already trying to combine the topics of the CSRD with your strategic targets, because for a lot of companies, it's just it's mandatory to report. So they individualize the task a little bit and just try to get the report done. But I also think it's super crucial to really understand what to do. And then the reporting is the first step, but actually the goal is that we all develop towards more sustainability. And this then has to be looked at more holistically.
Yeah. And I think it is also something from my experience, and also when we speak to other companies in our peer group, it's quite easy to get support from the management to say, hey, we need some consultants or whatever, some guidance regarding the implementation of the CSRD. That's the easy part. The not that easy part, the challenge is exactly what you've said, to say, hey guys, we need to understand this is a change of paradigm to see that the sustainability performance is now on the same level than as already the financial performance indicators are. So it's equal. And if we do not focus on that in future, we will not be successful. That's the challenge.
Yeah, I completely agree. Even though you said that your primary target is not to select a software or just some tool, if you get to the step where you select a tool, do you already know what are different criterias that are important to you, where you're like, oh, this is definitely a must-have. Those are things we consider to include?
Yeah. Actually, we already begun to think about criteria. It's more a loose list and not complete for sure, but we have different sections. The first section is, as always, when it comes to a tool, is usability. So we know that the CSRD is already complex. We do not need a tool which is even more complex. So usability is one of the biggest topics inside. Then, of course, the functionality itself. So speaking about, does it provide support for different sites? How does it look like? Do we have support or guidance regarding the content of the CSRD? Then reporting. It would be great if the tool could provide in the end just more or less automatic, a complete report. Also, the things regarding task management, because a lot of different departments, functions need to contribute. How does it work? Can I manage it in that software somehow? So these are our criteria. Plus, on the next level, as always, things like data integration. Is it possible to use data out of our business warehouse? Or can the software somehow manage data, because a lot of data points are needed in the CSRD in the end? How does the tool manage it? That's one of the topic. And of course, the complete infrastructure. So is it, as always, is it data security? How do we manage the interaction in our systems landscape? These are criteria which are important. And last but not least, there are a lot of tools right new coming into the market. And for us, the question is, the provider of that tool, how stable and how reliable is that provider? And is it flexible enough for us to and open enough to integrate other topics, like a platform where I can add the carbon footprint, where I can add CSRD, where I can add whatever in the future comes, how flexible and adaptive that tool is. These are the main criteria for us so far.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. From your current perspective, what is the biggest challenge that you're facing in regards to the CSRD?
I think it's there are two challenges. I think the first challenge is that we have all in the company, we need to contribute the right understanding. So what I've said before, it's not only a reporting, of course it is, but it is even more than a reporting. And also to put enough focus on the assessment of the double materiality. So I think this is crucial to do a good job there, to have the right balance between a bureaucratic monster on the one side, nobody wants that, and also effectiveness, to be honest and to say, hey, this is my company, this is our business, and this is what is material for us. This is one of the biggest challenges, I guess. And the second biggest challenge is then to provide all the data. This is, we're not that huge as a company. We're mid-sized, as I said, and it will be an effort. So we also strive to have a, let's call a training year, to say, first we need to provide our first report in 26 for 25, and we need to ensure that all will run smooth. So we need to train before that.
Yeah.
to have a test. That will be challenging.
Yeah, I can imagine that it will. You just touched on efficiency. How do you go ahead with the decision process? So for deciding for CSRD tool or also other major decisions, let's say, about the CSRD, who are the different stakeholders that will be included in the decision process?
Yeah. What we already did is management board for sure. Management board was, I think, involved a year ago already. So we were quite early and said, hey, on the horizon, there's something coming. We need support. So there will be for sure decision making. Also during the budget, it's budgeted to have their support regarding tool, but also regarding consultancy. The next topic, what we already did, is involvement of the direct reports to the management board, because we need, when we speak about the supply chain, we need to include the supply chain in our discussions. So we need the head of supply chain management, we need the head of HR, and so on and so on. Finance is a very close partner here, so we involve them all already and say, hey guys, we need support. There's something coming up, and we will need to do this as a team. I think that's one of the topics. When it comes to the tool, of course, IT will be the partner of choice. And they also already know that there is something coming up, because there's also the format you need to provide the report. There is something to do. So this is the decision-making process. But first, as mentioned before, we need to understand what the CSRD is for us. And then we focus on having a tool. It makes no sense for us to have a tool in place, but we're not sure about how to use it and how to fill it. That would be stupid for our point of view.
And what were some experiences that you made in the year that you're working on this right now? You just said that the first task is to understand it for yourself. So let's say you are talking to a company that is still 1 year behind you. They're just starting with it. And they also have the task to like understand it first. Like, are there some learnings that you have where you're like, oh, I can definitely recommend you to do this or not to do that?
First of all, if you're one year behind us, you should hurry up. So it's not, I think it takes quite a time to do all those things. I think it's not done in 1 or 2 days. That's the first advice. The second is to involve all the people who are really in charge of the different functions which have operative impact. So you could also go, when you look at the structure of the CSRD, you have also the ESG topics. You need to, together with them, that would be the learning from my perspective, you should have little workshops with them to go into details. What is the ESRS E standards? What is the ESRS S and G? And also what do they mean with double materiality? What is that? That would be a good topic, because this will helps you to speed up in the end, I guess. I think it's crucial to do that. And for sure, what I really would recommend is to, based on that, to have the discussion. What is the scope of the CSRD for us? Is it, as I said before, hey, it's just a report, just make some kind of report and job is done? Or do we like to use it as a tool, as a source for improvement and for transformation? I think that discussion is really necessary, also with the management board.
Yeah. No, I think that's really good advice. I also see it with a lot of company examples that companies tend to underestimate how much time is needed to do the CSRD. And also, I think it's crucial to truly understand, because it's not done with just getting some report done that is like somehow compatible with all the regulations, but you actually need to understand the topic and develop it in the future.
Yeah. And of course, one topic to add, or one experience, I think due to the fact that there are a lot of new regulations, CSRD, the German version of the due diligence for the supply chain, CBAM, deforestation, whatever is coming there, I think a lot of companies are really a little bit of angry about that, and they tend to say, "Oh, another regulation, just pass it." And I think it's a chance. CSRD is really a chance to make a difference, and not only for the society, but also for your competition. So you have competitors, you can make a difference. You can make a difference for your customers, and so it can be really good to make business in the future. So that would be a last recommendation. See it as a chance and not as a burden.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with that. I think that's also a major thinking behind AtlasZero, because I truly believe that the CSRD can be super valuable and be really good. And I know that right now there's a lot of bureaucracy in the way, and that this is like very annoying. But yeah, if we actually get to a point where all companies actually have a lot of sustainability data and make business decisions based on this as well, I think it would be very beneficial. Okay, those were the questions that I had so far. Do you have anything else that I might have forgotten to ask, or that you would want to mention at this point? Or do you think that we touched on the most important topics so far?
I think we did so.
Okay,
It was a
perfect.
pleasure speaking with you.
Yeah, I'm also very glad that we're able to talk, and I'm looking forward to our next conversation.
Same here. Thank you.
Thank you.